The end of Marvel Nightmare, and I didn't podcast. Marvel Nightmare number 5, spoiler alert, involves a non-injury kind of self-healing serum for soldiers that had been experimented with since the days of Captain America. And this Johnny Nightmare character is an extreme example of that for the Afghanistan conflict. And hence, everything that Frank pretty much threw at him, he would just get stronger and not die from. Like, he'd blow his hair off, and that's why he had the mohawk, because he got shot through the head, and the hair got burned out because his skull was everywhere, but then it grew back. He's a soldier that couldn't be killed. Is the long, tighten it up. Well, in the end, spoilers, the Punisher, it is revealed, is still from Vietnam, even though this is clearly 2013. He still fought in Vietnam. None of that changed. He got some shots back in the day. He doesn't have the extreme regenerative power of a Johnny Nightmare, and he doesn't grow stronger from near death. But then again, his serum's from like 40 fucking years ago. So, yeah. But he is a soldier that cannot die. So for that Marvel Universe Punisher, not, Marvel Max, where, it's Punisher on his own, and it's a more gritty, realistic, hard-edged stuff, which I adore, But for, like, the Punisher Warzone stuff, anything where he's dealing with metahumans, to borrow a DC, haha. Anything where he's dealing with that kind of shit, with, like, Power Supreme and Silver Surfer and all this ridiculous fantasy shit, and there's a Punisher, sure, I'll buy that. He doesn't have any superpowers, but he's a soldier that cannot die. Feel a lot of pain, get the shit kicked out of him all the time, but he's a soldier that cannot die, and that's within reason. It's not like Wolverine, where there's still no proven way that he dies. Even getting ripped in half, it doesn't work. He's a soldier that cannot die with an extent, because Johnny Nightmare gets blown to shit and back with a bunch of packs of C4. So, Johnny Nightmare gets fucking, vaporized, sir, by VX sarin gas. So, you can still kill the Punisher. I mean, it wouldn't, he's still got to worry. You got to watch his asshole out there. And he's still, like the way some people write Wolverine, his healing factor still, it takes a minute. I mean, it is a throwback soldier serum, or whatever they want to call it, but he still is a soldier that will not die. So, there you go, kids. Punisher's got a power, sort of, you can claim to, at least in that context. In that world where Civil War happened, and he's from Vietnam with the booties and the tooth belt, or whatever. That Punisher is a soldier that cannot die. Neat! I'll take it, I was reading it, but the way they did it, and the way that it happened, and the way Punisher ends the program, hot shit. A good read. Pick up the trade. It'll probably be about $14, because it's a 5-issue read, but maybe 20. But it's worth it, especially if you like throwback Punisher art, or you like something a little new. It's got all the little elements. Still not the book I would have written. So, even though the first 2 issues seemed like fuck, they took my ideas. Like, shit, I can't do better than that. There's some good shit in there with Afghanistan and stuff. But no, okay. Still not my idea. Still not, my Punisher book. So that's comforting to know that my vision for the Punisher hasn't kind of been someone else's vision yet. So, at least published. So, there's that. Frankie's also in the Punisher. As that, Frankie. Punisher's in fucking Thunderbolts. Love it. Artist is Dylan, whose first name I've forgotten. I want to say Kevin, but don't quote me. And I love the way he does Punisher, the way he draws him, the way he does most books. Because he did Welcome Back, Frank with Garth Ennis, and that is like the definitive artwork for Punisher in the 2000s. In this post 9/11 world, which is actually the framing for Welcome Back, Frank. That is, and that's the Punisher we all in this era know, because that's the inspiration for so many things. Welcome Back, Frank, it inspired the Tom Jane film, and Tom Jane's appearance and stuff is really evocative from that book. Now, Ray Stevenson's version in Warzone, that's more of the, what's his name? Shit. The guy that, Bradstreet, and the Punisher Marvel Max books that Ennis did later on, where he is kind of older and craggy and stuff. But the clean-cut, kind of cartoony work of Dylan with Punisher helped play to the sensibilities of Ennis, and, for the times that there needed to be some levity with Frank Castle, or at least around Frank Castle with him as the dark, horrible sinner. It worked for that, but it also worked very well for capturing the coldness of Frank because, I don't know, there's just a simplicity to the way he draws him that makes it just flow. I just love the way he makes dark Marvel characters work. And with Thunderbolts, it works well, the action plays off, and there's always the comedy, the visual humor that works with Deadpool and Punisher and the way that he draws it. Delicious. Pour it over pancakes. I think that's it for comics this week, because again, I only bought one, man, and I wrapped up a little bit, some changelings from last week. So, blah, blah. As a whole, Billy loved the Punisher. Punisher good. Nom, nom, nom. Looking to, do some real podcasting for the weekend. Look forward to that. Look forward to the Vampires versus Zombies. I am, of course, Billy @_Swan_man. Follow me on Twitter there. That's what the ad is for. Like the Army of Snarkness page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter @Army of Snarkness. Shoot us an email, armyofsnarkness@gmail.com. Cheap plug, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher even. Listen to us. Put us in your pocket. Download us. Keep us for real. Forever. Or until, Angry Birds gets an update. But this has been a night drive. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm back. I made it home. Everything's cool. We're all fine here. How are you? Peace!